The report was due in less than an hour. And Seth's face was the color of sour milk. His hands trembled over the keyboard, sweat dripping down his temple. And every number he typed into that spreadsheet turned into a disaster. He looked at me like a drowning man reaching for a lifeline. And I just smiled. If you've ever had that one coworker who dumps all their work on you and somehow gets away with it, well, you're going to love this. Hit that like button, subscribe to Sweet Revenge Tales, and let me tell you how I turned the tables on the laziest man in our office and made sure he'd never mess with me again. I work in a mid-sized corporate office. Beige walls, flickering fluorescent lights, the smell of burnt coffee lingering in the air. And in this little beige box lives Seth. Seth is that guy. The kind who strolls in late holding a $7 latte, muttering something about traffic, and spends the next 10 minutes scrolling through Instagram. Every 15 minutes? Bathroom break. Lunch. A 2-hour disappearing act. And work. Well, that's for other people. And for the last 6 months, that other person has been me. At first, I thought maybe Seth was just overwhelmed. But no. This was his system. He'd send me urgent emails, drop stacks of half-finished reports on my desk, file and say, "You're so much better at this than me. Could you just help out?" Translation: do all the work while I take all the credit. I complained to my boss twice. But Seth was slippery. He'd twist the story, say we were collaborating. And my boss, wanting to avoid conflict, would just shrug and tell us to work it out. We had a massive report due to an important client in just 2 days. The kind of report that could make or break a contract. At 4:45 p.m., Seth strolls over, drops a mountain of files on my desk and says, "You're way faster at this than me. You got this." Then he walks out. No offer to help. No explanation. Nothing. I sat there staring at that pile, feeling my jaw clench so hard it hurt. My hands were shaking, part rage, part disbelief. That night, I didn't sleep. I lay there replaying every time Seth had dumped his work on me. Every time I'd swallowed my frustration. Every time he'd walked away with my credit in his hands. And somewhere between midnight and sunrise, I decided, enough, it was enough. The next morning I caught Seth in the break room. Coffee in my hand. Casual tone. "Hey Seth, random question. You good with Excel?" He chuckled. "Not really. I just copy and paste stuff." "Why?" Bingo. That afternoon, when he once again assigned me a batch of spreadsheets for his next report, I smiled and said, "Sure, I can handle it." But this time, I had a little twist in mind. I worked through those spreadsheets, but along the way I embedded hidden formulas and cell references. Nothing obvious. Just enough that if you copied and pasted the data into another document, the numbers would scramble. Totals wouldn't add up. Charts would look wrong. If you knew Excel well, easy fix. If you didn't, you'd be drowning. And Seth? He couldn't even dog paddle. The morning the report was due, Seth was leaning back in his chair, phone in hand, feet up, completely confident that I'd done everything for him. Around noon the phone rang. Our client, furious. The numbers didn't make sense. Charts were nonsense. Some sections were just strings of error codes. Seth's phone hit the desk. I'll handle it." He rushed to his computer, eyes darting from cell to cell, his breathing getting faster. He typed frantically, trying to fix one section, only to watch another fall apart. 15 minutes in, he came to my desk. "Hey, you worked on these, right? Something's wrong. Can you?" I tilted my head. "Weird. Maybe it's a glitch? Have you tried recalculating?" Vague. Unhelpful. Perfect. He spent the entire day in a panic, chasing numbers that refused to behave. By 5 p.m. the report was still a disaster. Our boss stormed into the office, slammed the door and demanded answers. Seth tried to throw me under the bus. But the files were in his name. The responsibility, his. And for once, there was no way to spin it. Our boss tore into him right there. The verdict? Temporary leave. Without pay. When Seth came back weeks later, he was a different man. No more dumping projects on me. No more lazy handoffs. And while he still takes long lunches, he keeps a very respectful distance from my desk. Guess he learned. Some of us know how to play the long game. You know, people like Seth think they're untouchable. That they can coast forever. But it only takes one well-placed move to bring their whole little game crashing down. Karma doesn't have to be loud to be effective. If this story gave you that deep, satisfying justice served feeling, smash that like button and tell me in the comments, have you ever gotten revenge on a lazy coworker? And of course, subscribe to Sweet Revenge Tales for more stories where karma has perfect timing.